Hello and welcome back to Create a FinTech Startup, where we aim to be the most transparent and realistic podcast on startups and the FinTech world and how to create one. My name is Nicole.
My name is Jessica.
And today we're going to talk to you more about fundraising, about special purpose vehicles, SPVs, and crowd funds, and all the regulations and what to expect when you go down each of those paths. So Jessica, have you looked into any of those?
Yes. Well, last year, when you start out, you look to gather funds. So first time last year was our first time raising capital for the 55th degree and for Fisk Mobile Tipping. We went, to friends and family, and we beat on a lot of doors. And we raised a lot of capital. We raised over $300,000. And this year we have decided to look into crowdfunding and SPV. Nicole, do you want to describe what an SPV is?
Yeah, so I believe it stands for special purpose vehicle. And it's not an electric car. It's not any type of vehicle. But what it is a vehicle for fundraising. And what that means is a lot of different individuals, accredited individuals, can invest as a unit and end up as one line on your cap table. So in case you're not familiar, cap table is a capitalization table. It details all of your investors and where the ownership of your company lies. So if it's you and your buddy right now, your cap table is you and your buddy. And as soon as somebody else gives you $1, they're on your cap table, and their portion of ownership is detailed in a percentage and not as a dollar sign. So an SPV is a way for a lot of individuals to come in a legally crafted structure, maybe an LLC, maybe another type of company, all as one. So whether that SPV is going to be $1 million investment or a $10,000 investment, if every investor is investing less than that full amount, you can save space on that cap table by adding just one name, and that is the name of whatever you call your SPV.
Now, your typical SPV, you don't just go down and you click on that something on the internet. You have to go down and have your attorney normally set one of these up. They are not free. They do cost money.
Why aren't they free?
Well, it's the time that it takes.
Could you and I set up an SPV for just us work, like our labor, or like what do we have to pay for?
It's the hours that you're getting the attorney to
yeah, but I mean, what if you have someone on your team that knows how to form companies and things, and like, are you able to do that for free?
Well, yes and no. I mean, a lot of the stuff, believe it or not, I have been so fortunate. I have a co-founder who has a legal mind and a legal degree, and is able to get most of this stuff done without having to hire an attorney sometimes.
It's a good idea. Well, it's a good idea to have an attorney to make sure that everything's buttoned up right. So, if you are thinking about forming an SPV and having a bunch of investors come in, it's a good idea to have an attorney set it up, and not just any attorney, right? Like, you want an attorney that's familiar with SPVs, right? You don't want it to be their first one, or if it is, you at least want them to have some sort of background knowledge of your company and the startup world and the type of industry that your company lies in, whether that's a financial technology industry. If you're watching this podcast, you might have a fintech of your own. Congratulations. And you might have investors wanting to come in. congratulations again. But how do you do it? So yeah, have someone that knows what they're doing. And Jessica is great at finding the people that know what they're doing. Right?
It's,
I think
well, you have to be there's a lot of networking involved when you have a startup.
Mhm.
Nicole is the COO of the company, and she makes sure everything is managed correctly. Couldn't have picked a better co-founder. But as she knows, I like to go out and I do a lot of talking because I like to talk. But when you're, other than doing an SPV, what do you think is the best avenue to get people on, investing in your company? And that's something that we're looking at right now. But what do you think is one of the best platforms?
Well, it's obviously always unique to the company. There's no best way to go about doing it. But if you're a startup and you're looking to raise $5 million or under, crowdfunding is an excellent way to go. So there is a special designation with the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, that details that a company can raise up to $5 million in a calendar year using something called Regulation CF, or Regulation Crowdfunding. And what that means is unaccredited investors, a lot of them, not just 34 that you would get with another type of designation or exemption with the SEC, but a lot of different unaccredited investors. So think of all your buddies you went to school with and everybody down at the yoga studio. All of these people could come in for as little as $100, or you could set that limit to $500. You're in control of what the minimums and maximums and everything about your raise. But regulation crowdfunding allows for, I would say, an unlimited amount of investors to invest up till your raise amount. So up to $5 million is the maximum you can in a year. If you need 2, 3, 400 million, this might not be your best route. But if you're looking to launch an MVP, if you're looking to scale after previously launching an MVP, and you need something in that range, from 0 to 5 million, that could be a great route, especially if you have a great presence on social media and you have a good marketing team, and you have a unique brand and something that might resonate with the general public. So if you're maybe like a B2B company that's selling a special exchange valve for a cement truck, for Mack pickups or for Mack dump trucks, crowdfunding might not be your, because a lot of people, unless you have a lot of friends in that industry, but they probably don't care about a special valve for a pickup that's dumping cement, right? But if you have an app that people can get behind, and it has some feels to it, right? Maybe you have a special organic yogurt, or you have a financial technology app that helps this person and this person or this group. Yeah, you can have a successful crowdfund if you have great marketing to go about doing that. That answer your question?
Yes, it did. To let everybody know, I know there's going to be some newcomers on here. What is an accredited investor? What am
Oh
I?
yeah, sorry.
And it's, when you first walk into anything, you have no idea the lingo that you're going to walk into. You have to pick up all the vocabulary. Walking in, when we started going into talking to our developers, we had to learn their language, and we had to learn a lot more language. But accredited investor is somebody who makes $250,000 a year for 2 years, correct, Nicole?
Or their net worth is over $1.5 million, I believe, not including their primary residence, or over 1 million. Basically, an accredited investor is a high net worth individual,
Yes.
right? It's a shame, and a lot of people are petitioning the SEC to remove the requirements of the yearly pay, or the net worth not including your primary residence, because you know, really, my 21-year-old sister, I would view as an accredited investor because she's knowledgeable over investments and finance and the markets and stuff like that. So there is actually quite a lot of lobbying going around to remove that. But you know, if you're watching this in November or October of 2023, the requirement has to do with net worth and or yearly salary.
So I'm going to ask another question since you were throwing terminology around. When people are wondering what a B2B is or a P2P,
oh yeah, thank you.
Real quick, it's just, you know, we end up talking our language and we need to let everybody know. So, you know, we're not just talking crazy stuff. And
you guys want to see how unprepared I am? I actually need to plug my computer in.
Well, it happens. Yeah.
So I don't lose you guys. But yeah, so B2B, I'm actually surprised you caught all these terms because you're in the industry too. You've been you know, so you know, these just kind of roll off the tongue and you don't even think to process them anymore. But it means business to business, B2B. So my example of a special mechanism for a cement truck, you're likely not selling that to the general public, right? You're likely selling that to people who manufacture those dump trucks. So if you're a business, first of all, anybody that's watching this, if you're forming a startup, you're going to be a B. You know, C to C means you're a, you know, an everyday person doing something for everyday people. C to B is, you know, you're an independent contractor that's mainly, you know, focusing on selling to businesses, but you probably would still be a B2B in that aspect. So let's keep the B always, let's always start with a B. There's really not any circumstances where you would interchange that for something else. So if you are selling something or you are making something, you're likely a B. So you are a business, and who is your customer base? Is it other businesses or is it people? So if it's people, you're selling to C's, to customers, to, you know, Charlie and Christy. But B's are businesses, B2B, B2C. I don't know.
Nicole,
is that okay?
Yes, that works out. Okay. It explains a lot. Now, the reason why we wanted to explain a lot of what we're doing right now, Nicole and I are having our crowdfund start. It should be up as soon as we can get all the documentation in.
Hold on. Let me just pause this because we want to be raw. We want to be unfiltered. Yeah. You know, the reason why we didn't have a crowdfund before is because people told us not to. So listen to everybody, right? But sometimes the decisions that you make, you know, if you think it's the right one, make it. If it ends up being the wrong one, it ends up being the wrong one. But if you're doing it good faith and what you think is best for your business, then make it. You know, not, you know, not taking.
I don't have an answer for that.
Into account what everybody says.
Is your Apple going off?
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yes. I was.
Yeah. This is super raw, guys. That was my Siri on my computer saying, she doesn't understand crowdfunding. Well, Siri.
Well, we have a crowdfund. The Fisk mobile tipping app is what we're working on. We've been working on it for almost 2 years. I like the fact that right now, as we are starting our marketing, Nicole and I are starting to roll out and do what we do. We have another show that is rather unique. It's still underneath the Double Nickel production. Yeah, FDS, or if you want to call the Financial Drag Show. And yes, we do have a drag queen, and she's one of the co-hosts.
So is that drag queen officially like our co-host? Because I know she's not going to be for the next show, but is she planning on being there every show?
Yes, she is. She's going to be the one that travels around the country with me. We have a big game plan lined up to roll out. That's something we've been working on. But you know, the crowdfunding is really unique because anybody can come in. I think the minimum that was going to be set up is $150, and it's up to $2,500. Accredited investors can come in on this as well. Is it $5,000 to $10,000? I think.
Yeah, you know,
through this platform.
It's weird. Like if there's an accredited investor that wants to invest with us, they're likely not going to do it with a crowd fund.
Right.
But if they want to, they can. I mean,
So we have an SPV that has been created or being created. We have the crowd fund, and we are also talking to venture capitalists and a lot of the angel investors. They like the SPVs because some of them they have the money, but they spread it around. The venture capitalists, they have quite a bit of money.
And this kind of goes into what you've always, people want to do what other people are doing, right? So if there is a little vehicle that a lot of people are in, and an accredited investor has money and their friend is inside this special purpose vehicle, they probably want to jump in the passenger seat too.
It's going to be fun. I'm out doing market research all the time, and we do have we have bartenders, servers, valets. I've got someone in the theater that's going to be talking about the mobile application real soon because of its function. And they all like it. And this is an opportunity for them to even come in and help build this thing by spreading the word about the mobile application and actually becoming an investor as well. It's our product. We like to say it's rather unique. It's never been done before. We've had a lot of, absolutely everybody loves the application. And we've been pushing it since the day that we started working on it back together in January 5:30 more in 2022. We're not stopping. We do have ups and downs. Nicole and I have had some interesting conversations, but
we're still here.
I became a life coach officially yesterday, and the life coaching skills that I got has helped out Nicole and I get past a bunch of stuff. Nicole's got a lot of skills, and we're, I talk about a lot of things, and she studies things now that I didn't know she was studying, and I'm blown away. We continue to push each other all the time, and that's what co-founders do. You're going to find out if you got a co-founder that you're going to have some friction. You got to not take it personally. You got to. One of the hardest things to do is to listen. So,
I think that could be a whole series in and of itself, is co-founder struggles and ups and downs. But just to kind of close us off with the special purpose vehicle and crowdfunding, did we miss anything? Because that was what this show was about, is alternative ways to raise money. I think that we should have a follow-up episode about, because there are a lot of other ways still to raise money. There's potentially a lot of different ways to do it. But this has hopefully been helpful if you're considering crowdfunding or SPVs.
I mean, y'all, we are right in the middle of all of this. This is not like the app is launched right now. You can download it. It's our demo that we show the investors. We do need more email list, because the investors, the venture capitalists want us to have a email list that is 10,000 deep. If y'all want to help us out, you can go to fiskmobile.tech and you can see the mobile application. You can watch the promo video. You can get on our email funnel so you can listen and help us out. There will be a link here very soon also that will go directly to the crowd fund if you want to help us out. But we're building something very unique. Fisk Mobile Tipping is a game changer for everybody in the service industry. Nicole and I have been, and the rest of the team have been working around the clock. We span across the globe. We have people working in the Ukraine, in Finland. I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Portugal.
In Portugal, Nicole is in Savannah, and we have another team member that is
Atlanta. Yeah.
well, yeah, and we
Oh, yeah. And another one.
in California.
Yeah.
So our team expands the globe. You can't, you know, we're all mobile, and this is something that's really cool that we're able to do because of all the technology today. It's getting better, and with software that we make, I believe that Fisk Mobile Tipping kind of has a unique way of saving money because it does split tips, and different phases will be able to, you know, invest your money and save it. And if you want to be a startup or an entrepreneur later on, you've already got a little bit of a nest egg that you can put into a startup, but you need to learn a lot of finance, accounting, and have some good friends around you. Build your team. You're constantly out networking. If you're on a computer or on a tablet all day long, you need to get outside and network. It's just, you know, starting conversations, asking people questions, and then being quiet. What do you do? And how did you get there? There's a lot of people that will help you out, because when you get to a certain age, you want to turn around and help all the little kids out to get past all the humps, the hard problems that you went through. And that's what Nicole and I, you know, we're getting helped up by a few people, and we turn around and help the other people up to where we are. And it's fun.
Well, I'm gonna stop you there.
Yep.
And please visit fiskmobile.tech and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And we'll see you next week. I'm Nicole.
I'm Jessica.
And you are? And we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.